iconic Echo Park Speedway, known as Atlanta Motor Speedway in the hearts of true-blooded NASCAR fans. It's the full-length Cup Challenge. You're watching Waconey Entertainment for tonight's coverage of the Where Are You, Matt Long 400. And you're going to see the Peach 400 be on your screen. We had a big Peach 400 thing, but they ended up changing the name. So Where Are You, Matt Long 400? That was a little bit of a last-second change. It doesn't matter. We're racing here tonight. 32 cars in the next gen. Going to be racing here in Atlanta. I'm Kirk Mills alongside tonight. Got Sky Schrick, and then we got Morgan Cook, our producer this afternoon. Here we go through turns 3 and 4. I'm asking y'all to reach down, pull them belts tight one more time. From Echo Park Speedway on the pole, you got Hutchinson, Ralph Hutchinson alongside Jonathan Delaney. Side by side, that pace car is going to go ahead and dive down into the pit lane. Here we go again from Atlanta. Through that restart zone. Biggity, biggity, biggity. Let's go racing, boys. Into turn number 3 for the first time today. You could see the outside line did not get that good of a start, but they're hanging tough, trying to stay with Hutchinson, but it looks like out of turn number 4 for the first time, Hutchinson will come across the line to lead lap number 1.
Down into the corner here, running on this high line through 1 and 2, and oh, he's going to loop it all on his own there. Just got loose. I'm shocked that was not a bigger incident. Good job by him to lock that up and stay out of the way of the other cars.
I mean, what we saw yesterday is cars started lifting tremendously going into the corners because they could not keep the cars to stick. It just jumps loose on them. Oh, where did the 97 go? He's back. Had a little bit of moment where he went on vacation. Side by side for the lead now, though, between the 60 car, the 06 car and the 19. Big pushes from the outside line, and he is cleared to the bottom. New leader, Dylan Basin, takes over the lead.
The outside might be starting to come into its own with Dylan Basin, Jonathan Delaney, maybe Sean Conklin, who started this race right at the back of the field and is now up in third, starting to come through up on that high side. Conklin, 29th to third. He's joined up there by Cole Macheski, 27th to, at the moment, 4th. And Nicholas Vroman, who's gone from 24th or 21st to 6th.
Yeah, I tell you right now, I remember at the beginning of the race, I said after about 15 to 17 laps, the outside line would become the dominant lane, and it could change, of course. But right now, it looks like that has actually happened. The bottom line is falling off, and now the outside line seems to be prevailing, but not for Conklin. Conklin goes to the bottom, trying to keep his momentum up, but he has no help. Komacheski, the 88, having one of the better days of his career so far, running P3 right now. He started P27. Sean Conklin started 29th. They've made their way all the way from the back to almost battling for the lead in just 20 laps. And right now, you're right.
Hard and a Benefield.
Hoytsma's around. So is Nolan Hodgson around. The 71 in the grass. The 30 car is spinning. Big crash to bring out our first yellow of the day here on lap 29.
Kind of just a domino effect there of Basin initially getting loose and sliding up the racetrack. You'll see it right here as he dives into the corner.
Yeah, he overcooked the entry, and he's just chasing it. 83 goes up in a wall. Luckily, from what I'm seeing from high above, I'm not seeing too much hits anywhere. Like, very light contact for a lot of these cars. I don't see anybody hitting the wall too hard. I think the worst of the bunch was maybe Benefield hitting the outside wall pretty hard. But again, I don't think that what we just saw was race ending for any of the drivers out there today. That heat stayed in them for a couple laps, and you were able to go laps that like they were brand new. Here we go. Great jump on the restart. 17 jumps out to the early lead.
We'll see how far out he's able to get there because the rest of the pack is able to get a draft his way back up to that 17 car very quickly here. Delaney already getting a pretty good push, courtesy of Nicholas Roman there in the 95. Try to get that car back up to the bumper. It'll be interesting to see now on fresh tires if the inside lane is the faster lane once again, as it was in the first 15 laps of the race, or if the outside is able to get back to the point. Delaney door to door. Here was Sean Conklin, who's running him really tight through that corner, trying to take away the run from that 6 car. He's getting good pushes from Alan Duggar behind, and right now, Despite the fact that they're on older tires, those two are holding pretty steady on the top, although Duggar gets loose, jumps out of line there. The tighter inside line is going to get around him. It'll be Delaney to lead, Vroman to second, and here comes Komacheski trying to take third.
Again, the 88 in a great position again for Conklin, and I think Duggar's time up front are limited. Those tires are about to get up to temp, and when they are, they will lose more and more time. That outside line is also not going to help them out much. The tires, I think if you're a driver like Hutchinson or Hill, you got to get out of that outside line. You're going to get sent straight to the back. If you don't, there you go. Hutchinson found a hole, got down.
Single file here through the top 5 cars, but if you are Conklin, if you are Duggar, you've got to do your best to fight up here on the outside. It can be very easy for you to slide to the backslide, way out of any chance of getting stage points here, especially if this thing goes green down to the end of the stage. Matthew David Wood doing a good job to kind of trail that pack right now there in 5th, keep these cars back, and Paul Gallimore will try to get with him as Conklin is really running a lower line here, trying to pin these cars down, trying to take the air off them, but right now, not working at all, and the older tires are really making themselves evident on that 17 car, as we are back to the kind of track state that we saw at the first 15 laps of the race, where on new tires, the inside is the place that you want to be.
Yeah, I can say right now, sorry to those of you who are Roman Hodgson fans, but unfortunately he spun going on to pit road, and he's coming off pit road right now, multiple laps down. He is not having a good day to start things off this afternoon. He's going to have to get a lot of help to get back in the lead lap and get back involved in this one.
Who's running a slightly different line to Lucas Hoitzman, Nicholas Vroman back here. Those cars are middle to top basically the whole way around, while Delaney is more willing as we're going to get the move here for the lead. Maybe Lucas Hoitzman dives to the inside. Can he get clear? Maybe, yes. Lucas Hoitzman's clear, and he'll be your new leader here at Atlanta.
6 car let him in a little bit more. He had room to go. Oh, they're wrecking in the back straightaway. Around goes the 60 car. Jedi Taylor sliding into turn number 3. More cars involved, but it looks like that will bring out our second yellow, and we're going to get a little bit of a dash to the finish of stage 1. Jedi Taylor in the 60 around. What caused that 60 machine of Jason Taylor, otherwise known as Jedi, to go around? Let's take a look at it.
Well, Casey Graves is going to get into the wall here off the corner. As you'll see, Sean Conklin gets into the left side, and Conklin gets bounced down into Jason Taylor, and that sends that car around into the outside wall and into Neil Pearson, who might have got the worst of it there. Tanner Marty also with a pretty good hit.
Maconie Entertainment full-length cup challenge right here from Echo Park Speedway. I got to tell you, folks, we're going to get ourselves a heck of a little dash to the finish. I'm so excited. Here we go. Hoitzman, Delaney, Vroman, Hutchinson, Wood. Your top 5 back underway. Look at that inside line. Get that good jump. We're racing the end of lap 60.
And it is going to be a good jump for Hoitzma out in front there. My pick to win. Good throw at a dartboard. Oh, almost a moment there for Nicholas Vroman. He tried to get down to the bottom lane. Matthew David Wood was there, and he shut the door. And now David Wood will take advantage of his momentum and will try to run it up to the high side here. If he can get clear of Vroman, this is going to be a mad dash with 5 more laps to go at the line until the end of the stage. And these drivers are going to be going all out for stage points and the stage win here tonight. This is going to be fun.
Oh, man, I tell you what, we got cars in this field that are absolutely driving on the edge of control. Right there, Hoitzman goes up to the top to try and block off Matthew David Wood. He's getting a shot. Oh, contact almost spun out. Is that Roman car? He kept it straight. What on earth is happening? Good Lord, hang on to the car, boy. Heck yeah. And you can see coming across the line, getting about, I believe we're coming down to get 57. 3.5 laps to go, I believe, when they cross this, go down the back straightaway. Here we go. Still even. Paul Hill on the bottom. We hadn't seen him up front at all today. Top 5 maybe, but not top 2 until now. Look at this, 3 wide for the lead.
Matthew David Wood looked like he wanted the inside, couldn't get down, resorted to the middle, and it might work out for him in the end, but Hoitzma is taking the air off that 16 car, and now we're going to go 3 wide up front as the 6 car, Jonathan Delaney, running the wall up here with Lucas Hoitzma. This is going to be for the lead of the race as we're 3 wide all through the field now. It's all to play for.
Oh.
Cars in the wall. We're 4 wide down the back straightaway here. Somehow we get that sorted out, and Matthew David Wood is all over the place trying to hold on to P2.
still 3 wide for third place, but Paul Hill scoots out, and he does not like seeing what he's seeing in his mirror here. We thought we were holding off until lap 250 to see 3 wide. Guess what? We're seeing it right now with just 2 laps to go in the stage. Up front, Paul Hill's got it, but what a move from Matthew David Wood to take it 3 wide. He's trying to hang on to the bottom. Roman looked to the inside. He was able to block him off. People dodging out of the way in the back. Doesn't want to be a part of this giant wreck that's building up. But here comes Hoytsma for the lead to the inside. Coming to get 1 more lap to go in the stage. Let's see what happens through the front straightaway. Who's going to get the run? It looks like you see Kumacheski sitting right behind the 16, trying to give him a shot. Matthew David Wood with the 8 car on the front. I love that. Here we go, down the back. No runs being developed. Final 2 corners. And it looks like coming to the line, we are going to see Lucas Hoytsma cross the line. Number 1 again. He won last night. He wins stage 1 again today.
The caution will fly there as everybody makes it past the line. Man, you would have thought they were racing for the win of the race instead of a stage win there. That was fantastic. Lucas Hoytsma gets the win, but you can see all 10 cars within about half a second there. Paul Hill, Matthew David Wood, Nicholas Vroman, Jonathan Delaney, the rest of your top 5, and then Ralph Hutchison, Thomas Komacheski, Dylan Basin, Paul Gallimore, and Bobby Anderson will claim your final stage point here tonight.
Side by side for the lead at 70 or 60 miles an hour, however fast they're going. They ain't going very quick, 55 miles an hour, even slower than you might think. We're about to get ready for stage number 2 here. Again, Kirk Mills up here in the booth. We got Sky Shrek up here. Shrek up here. Sorry, I can't pronounce it right. How do you say it, Sky?
Sky Shrek.
Shrek. Actually,
like
Shrek.
The movie. Like the movie.
Oh, God. Thank God. Okay, good. I was like, it's not spelled the same, but it's good. All right, Sky Shrek up here with me, Kirk Mills. Morgan Cook, our producer. We're having a great time tonight. Look at this place. Echo Park. I don't care what you call it. I like Atlanta better, but, you know, Echo Park. They paid the money. Might as well make them feel happy about it. Here we go. We're going to get this restart back underway, and look at who's up front. Blake Giglio and Jose Medina, my man from Mexico. He lives in California, 55-year-old retired man. He was a corrections officer. He's starting on the bottom line. On the outside, Blake Giglio, new guy, pretty fast. He's going to be doing a good job. Let's see how he does. Restart line, look out. Oh, he does not get a good restart. Come on, Jose, get up the gas.
Well, Jose's problem is he did not take tires.
No, they didn't.
He came down. I think he put fuel only in that car here. He, along with Alan Duggar and I believe Blake Giglio as well, who pit on lap 50, all went fuel only on that caution. So that's going to be something that'll play a factor here in how they perform on the second stage. It's going to be Lucas Hoytsma, the first car who came down, put fuel and tires on that car. And then he's got Paul Hill behind him as well as Matthew David Wood, as these drivers are going to have the sun in their eyes down the front straightaway here as it sets behind the grandstands.
I can't see nothing. Can't see anything. It's so dang bright in that corner. Why did we build this track in this orientation? Goodness, let the sun go down behind the grandstands, not to the right of turn 1. Good Lord.
We go down here into turns 3 and 4.
Crazy stuff.
We're 3 wide here for a moment as Sean Conklin is trying to drive his way back through the field right now. Maybe it doesn't seem to be working because he's got absolutely no help up there as he's finally taken his first set of tires of the race on that caution. So long way to go to get himself back up into the top 5, but we know he's obviously the points leader. He's got a lot of speed out here right now as Jose Medina holding steady in P3, trying to bridge that gap up to that first pack there in the top 2 with Giglio and Hoytsma holding on pretty well there. I assume he pit for tires on lap 50, and that's why he's able to keep it out here. So older rubber, but not too old that he's slipping back through the field immediately. He should be able to hold on to it for a little bit here.
Yeah, I'd love to see. He told me it was okay to do this. If we could somehow get that picture I sent you of him in his rig with the sombrero, this guy, like on the broadcast, he'd love to have that happen. Jose Medina is a driver who does not run up front hardly ever. He's very realistic driver, and he says it himself. And I tell you what, the guy is entertaining. He's fun. But the thing is that he's not a guy who's up front very often. And look at him. He's in a podium position right now. And he's running this tequila car that is created by some MMA wrestler or fighter. And he really likes this type of tequila. So anyway, the guy's super freaking cool. Jose Medina sitting in the top 3. This is not on my bingo card today, but he said his goal today was just to have a 0x at the end of all this. Happy to see him right now, P3, and I hope
of these races in contention tonight. And if these cars can keep it clean up front, I think they're going to have good chances to win. Oh, we're going to have a car.
Oh, boy.
Tucker's
Tucker's around.
back.
We got big
Yeah,
cars at 62.
whoa.
Neil Pearson is around. Neil Pearson in the 62. Oh, no. Heavy front end damage, sitting the wrong way on the racetrack, bringing out another caution. Third caution for incident today. Fourth caution, I believe, tonight for stages and crashes. Let's take a look and see what happened to the 62. Remember, this does not come from the crash, I don't believe. Let's take a look at it.
Yeah, the 3-car accident starts with Michael Tucker. He gets loose on the top, goes into William Owens, goes into Neil Pearson, and that's your spinner in front of the track.
Do you remember we had him, Neil Tucker, he got sideways early in the race too. He had a self-spin at the same time. No caution came out for it. But this time, caution comes out. He's just driving a very loose race car, Tucker is. Big jump inside line, and Mesnar did not get going on that one.
No problems there for him, and it's going to be interesting to see how long it takes for these cars who pit and took, in some cases, tires.
Whoa, 60 car, Jedi Taylor's around. Sorry, Jedi Taylor in the 60 got spun in the back of the field. They keep it straight. No caution. Yeah, definitely.
Let's get a replay on that here. Speaking of cars who are maybe in incident point trouble, the 60, not having a great one either. Paul Gallimore is going to get into the side of him as he got put into a real tricky situation there, trying to drop it down into the corner. You got to wonder, your top, as we wait to get to the replay, your top 11 cars are all ones who stayed out, so you got to wonder how that's going to work for their cars who pit getting through them. There's the contact for the 60. Got onto the nose of Gallimore. Great save to keep that thing straight.
Yeah, you had some help from Duggar there, but back live, if you take a look up here, it is a chaotic thing, and I got to find everything they can.
Well, Nolan Hodgson is going to try another shot to the inside here, but once again, I really just don't think he has the support at the moment. But let's see if he can get a run going here on Delaney. Does not look like that is going to happen. Hodgson will sit P2. And Ralph, oh, there we go. We're wrecking behind him. 20 car, Devin Medeiros around, and that'll bring out the caution just shy of the end of stage 2. And Medeiros is going to immediately leave the session there. He just got loose out of the corner and contacted Lucas Hoytsma, but I don't think that car took any major damage. Giglio might have gotten the worst of it.
Oh, my goodness gracious. Medeiros going around. And I can tell you it wasn't just him. Tucker also got a little bit of damage here, too. Look at that. Giglio got some right front damage. And then right back here, if you look at Tucker, he gets loose, he tries to correct it, he turns right, and the one lesson I learned when I came here to test with these guys with the 110 horsepower test, they told me, do not turn this car right or it will go right. You hear that? That's a sign of freedom. We're about to get the final 100 laps to go in this great NASCAR race. Here we go off turn number 4. Look at that pace car. It's going to dive in the pit road. Got 2 Ryko cars in the front. You got Delaney. You got Hutchinson right there in the second row. God knows who else is coming through the line. Restart. We're back underway.
Sean Conklin gets a good jump there over Dylan Basin. Jonathan Delaney is everybody now on the same pit strategy. The whole field came down with the exception of our lucky dog, Jose Medina, who kept it out on the track. Everybody else on the same pit strategy for, I think, the first time since the very start of this race. So it's going to be a dead heat right now. And I think you're going to see racing more similar to what we saw at the start of this one. Lim up there, who is struggling right now. He's well off the pace, dropped it out. Oh, we're wrecking back in the field. That's exactly what he was hoping to dodge. Yep. As Alan Duggar has gone around.
And William Owens also involved. So is Tyler Hunter going for a slide. But it looks like maybe about 3 cars having huge damage. The rest of the cars able to avoid huge contact. Let's take a look at it. You can see right here going into turn 1 and 2. 10-car Duggar. What happens to him? He's on his own on the bottom. Looks fine, looks fine, looks fine. No big deal. Oh, Gallimore hit the wall. Gallimore hit the wall. Hit the 48. Truel got a correction there. Not Gallimore. That was Truel who hit the wall. Came down, and he collected the 10, and just unfortunate for all cars involved. Welcome back, Americans, Chinesemen, and all other nationalities, welcome to NASCAR here at Echo Park. We got a lot of craziness going on here. I don't know why I picked those two nationalities. Just go with it. Here we go. Gotta tell you right now, Conklin, up front, Basin, P2, Giglio, Hutchinson, Delaney, we're back underway. Coming to get the final little run to the finish. Who knows? We might see Rex. I hope we don't get 4 red flags. We're going to find out together.
No, he has that damage, maybe not being hurt by it as much as we would think, because he does seem to have a bit of momentum. And Sean Conklin will cut down to the inside here through the corner. That will help Delaney. He'll cut back up to the top. Conklin trying to play both lines here with Basin and Delaney now side by side for P2. And that's going to make Conklin's job of blocking quite a bit harder if Delaney's able to mount a real challenge up here for second.
Well, not for long. Contact. There goes Delaney. He spins through the grass. He tries to correct it. He saves the car. It's still spinning. Was he able to avoid the wall? Barely. He does, staying green. And he's, oh, top down. There goes the 12 car. He's wrecked. 6 cars. Giglio's involved. 26 is around. Still green, still green. No caution. Big crash. They correct each other. Caution is finally out. 29, Tanner Marty, the 41 of Andrew Dyson, 12th car, Nolan Hodgson, and Giglio also involved. Thomas Kulmacheski, Williams involved, June Salim. The big one happens off turn 2.
Well, there were 2 separate accidents, because after that 8 car went around, Andrew Dyson wrecked into Tanner Marty and Nolan Hodgson as well. We had 2 separate wrecks there.
I don't know if I like that. Oh, boy. I do not like that one bit. Yeah, I'll look at that one more time from high above. Sure. We're going to look at the 67 first. Let's see how he ended up getting through this or how he was involved. You're going to see some smoke up ahead. And when you see smoke, hit the brake. That's always my first reaction. This is not his. Unfortunately, contact with the 98. Goes back up the hill, slides into the outside wall. Unfortunate for him. More cars involved here, but one car I want to look at is that 12 car from high above. Let me look at the 12 one more time. Here we go. So he's got his 2 teammates in front of him. He's got the 8 right behind. 8's building a run here. He backs up to the 19. 8 car's going to get a huge run going into this corner. He's going to try and go to the top. 12 goes up there to the block. 8's up there. 12 gets up there a little bit, gets a little loose from the contact, and that's it. So defensive driving that ends up taking the 12 car out of the race, and it's nothing he did wrong. He just tried to be a little defensive, and unfortunately 8 car wasn't going to give him any slack. He was up on the top and he wanted to use it. Tell me, what's this move for, and do you think it's going to work out for you?
We'll see. I only got 1 set of tires left in the pit, so I figure if I can hold top 15 here and then they all pile up with 15 to go or 20 to go, I'll throw those tires on and scoot to the front, but we'll see.
I think he knows what's on the line here. You got to go aggressive here. Great restart from the 71. Roman as well.
Well, the 17 is Sean Conklin with kind of an uncharacteristically rough restart there. Usually he's pretty good on these starts. He's good at getting jumps. Not a great one right there. He'll have to draft his way right back up the Hunter Truel, which is very easy to do at a track like Atlanta. Pushing the pusher a little bit there for Dylan Basin. He's getting aggressive behind.
Into turns 3 and 4. First time at speed this last restart. 71's able to hold the bottom, doing really good at it. Oh, now 17's looking to the top. This is when you really got to be careful here. Side by side for the lead. You see Conklin on the top, Truel on the bottom. Trying all he can.
We saw it earlier in the race where old tires can seem to hold on for about 2 or 3 laps, but any longer than that and they start to fade pretty quickly. Truel right now holding on, gets into the door of Nicholas Vroman there. They keep it straight, but these tires very clearly starting to go, and I think Dylan Basin might look for an alternative way around. Yes, he will. Into the side of Hoytsma there for Dylan Basin as he's getting creative, trying to find his way through the middle to get his way around.
Can we go on board with the 6 car for a lap? Oh, there they go. Round and round in the back straightaway. Cars going sideways. There goes the Sean O'Brien machine in the 65 going around. Caution's going to come out. And it looks like Gallimore, the 5 car, the 67. William Owens DQ'd out of the race. And big damage. for the 65. Let's see what the heck happened here on the back straightaway.
Well, I said Casey Graves had been slow. I said Casey Graves had been getting loose, and that's ultimately what's going to start this accident. Is Casey Graves getting loose, checks up Matthew David Wood. David Wood checks up, gets slammed in the back up by Bobby Anderson, and it just spirals from there. He collects a couple cars. He collects Sean O'Brien. He collects Evan Mesnard and a few others as a result of that one. William Owens might have gotten DQ'd a little earlier. Yeah, he got tagged down on the inside there. He got tagged by the 5 as the 5 was trying to keep it straight.
These moments happen in racing. It's unfortunate. Just a little bit of loose checkup. You never know. Remember, if we go on board with the 5, it'll probably just show up out of nowhere. He probably didn't even see the checkup develop till it was too late. 2 teammates on the bottom, Vroman and Delaney on the top. Terrible restart there from the 6. Bottom 2 are able to clear, and guess what? Teammates now dominating the front area of this race.
And that's going to be the 6 immediately just choosing to drop back into 3rd instead of running that outside lane. He thinks his best chance to get the win here is to try and get a draft off Basin and Conklin, and if nothing else, it's at least going to keep him up here steady in front of the field. Hutchison as well as Vroman are now going to go at it. Vroman, the car leading that top lane at the moment.
You don't want to make any enemies this close to the chase, so maybe not anything crazy is what I'm thinking in my mind, but you never know what's going to happen here with the Full Length Cup Challenge. They never cease to surprise me when we go racing with the Full Length Cup Challenge, guys. All them sparks flying everywhere, fresh tires, good pushes. Here comes the 6 to the outside with a push from the 19 of Hutchinson. He's got a run on the outside, going for the lead. The 06 goes up, gives him a little bit of a rub. And I'm just telling you right now, I can't tell you who's going to win, but I can tell you a good guess. It's probably going to be someone in our top 5. It'd be surprising if anybody outside the top 5 can make a run right now. 8 laps to go. You don't got a lot of time. Look at the 6 car diving up to the outside of the 17, though. He's got a good old run. 17's got no help.
No, he doesn't. Jonathan Delaney's got the move there with Lucas Hoisman with a push, and Delaney with a slide down to the inside lane. He'll get well clear of Dylan Basin. What a move from Jonathan Delaney to put himself up in front of the field here with 7 laps to go in Atlanta.
All right. This is what we're all came and stayed for. Through turns 1 and 2 again. Going to get 6.5 laps to go when they go down the back straightaway. I can't wait to see what they're going to do. Now, here's a run. 17 and the 06, 2 teammates. Going to be side by side. 97's trying to go up to make it 3 wide. He is 3 wide. He's going to be up top. Look at lap traffic, though. Here comes Evan Mesnard. Look out.
Yeah, they're going to have to get around him, so they can't be 3 wide when they get around that lap car, or else they're going to have a big problem like they did with Medina earlier. Hoisma will have to go down to the inside. Sean Conklin tries to move him up the road a little bit. Both cars are loose. Matthew David Wood is loose now going down the back straightaway. With Mesnard up there on the high side, Paul Hill and Nicholas Vroman trying to split the middle back here. And we're side by side all behind these cars, all cars trying to pass Mesnard, who lost the draft there in one of those earlier accidents. Hoytsma side by side with Conklin, who's going to get the push from Basin. And we've got another lap car, Casey Graves, up the road. That sends Delaney down to the bottom. And now Conklin and Basin will be able to draft with Delaney. Car hard in the wall back there. As we stay green, that's Tanner Marty wrecking with Casey Graves.
They're keeping it green, no caution yet. This is the battle for the win up front. You see Delaney trying to go up and block the 17. He's got it still. 17's trying to go to the outside. He's there. He's going to be up on the outside. 6 car has nothing to do. He's got to door him. He doored him. Going into the corner, and the 97 goes with the 6 and not the 17. Delaney tries to hang on to this lead. Hoytsma finally goes down to the bottom. He's got Paul Hill there, right on his 6. This ain't over yet. Anything can happen. 26 goes up the block. The 06. And it's now side by side for second.
It's going to be 3 to go at the line this time around. Only 4.5 more miles here from Atlanta, and everything still left to play for as Hoytsma and Conklin doorbang each other here down the front straightaway. They can't get rid of each other. They can't get rid of Dylan Basin, Paul Hill, all of these cars that have hung around all race long and are now here when it matters the most with 3 laps to go. It's a big push courtesy of Paul Hill Basin loses it. Conklin drops down to the inside. He's going to draft up behind Jonathan Delaney here, and he's going to try to force himself into P2. Not going to happen for the 17 car. Hoytsma holds strong as Jonathan Delaney stays out front with 2 laps to go here in Atlanta. Lucas Hoytsma still behind Jonathan Delaney, and Paul Hill, who hasn't led the race yet but has been steadily staying back here in P4. He is going to have the run up here in the outside lane. Will it be Delaney? Will it be Hoytsma? Will it be Hill, Vroman, or even one of the RFK cars? We're coming down to the white flag here as we roll through 3 and 4.
For the final time out of turn number 4, Jonathan Delaney leading the way. Hoytsma P2 side by side for third. Paul Hill and the 17 of Conklin. Conklin, who had dominated most of the day, but what is the 97 going to be willing to do, trying to get his first win of the season? He's side by side with Conklin. Conklin on the bottom, big run. Side draft down the back straightaway for the final time. Leaning on the door, 26 gives a huge jump. Here comes Hoytsma to the bottom, sliding it in there. Oh, slide job. He tries to move the 6 up the hill. 17 with the run. And Lucas Hoytsma is going to come off turn 4. They're 3 wide. Side by side. Oh, they wreck. And across the line, it's Dylan Basin winning the race across the line. And that 6 car, Delaney, he sees 17 come into the picture, but he gets side drafted by the 97. 97 getting a big shot. He's going to make his move down to the bottom. And I got to clarify here. 6 car tries to go down, tried to do side draft and slow him down. Didn't work. 6 car knows that. 17's going to go 3 wide in the middle. 17's doing nothing wrong here. 6 car turns hard left into the side of the 17, causing the accident. So the 6 car, Delaney, I believe, turning down at the last minute, trying to do a desperate move, is why that wreck ended up happening. So it was absolutely nothing to do with the 17 there at the end. Final thoughts from Sky. What do you think about that?
I think that was an awesome race. I had a lot of fun. I'm very glad I was in the booth tonight. I had a lot of fun. I don't know what to tell you. That race was awesome. That was some of the best racing I've seen on iRacing in a minute.